It's the series decider of the Border Gavaskar Trophy here, the fifth test at the SCG. And what we saw today certainly had all the hallmarks of a series decider as well. Sam Jordan from 9 News, joined by Tom Decent from the Sydney Morning Herald. Tom, plenty of fire today, plenty to talk about. Let's go right back to the very start of the day because Australia took 10 wickets. Although that's not what many people are chatting about right now, it was a really good performance with the ball.
Yeah, good toss to lose probably. Australia not probably sure what they wanted to do. Bo Webster set up to play. They would have batted, but ultimately were asked to field by India and got their rewards. Touring teams have done far better generally, when batting first at the SCG in the first innings. So, Australia be very happy with that. Scotty Boland I thought was awesome and chipped in well with Paddy Cummins and Mitch Starc. And Lyon gets a wicket and Bo Webster, poor bloke, gets none for and has a catch drop by Nathan Lyon in the gully. So, might want to buy him a beer tonight.
He did bowl well though throughout the day, didn't he? And took two extraordinary catches as well. Extraordinary? No, actually I think I'll stand by extraordinary. Two great catches for him, for a guy on debut as well. What did you make of his performance today?
Really good. I think he had none for 3 off about 7 overs when Lyons dropped that catch. So incredibly economic and really got a lot out of him as well. A lot of people had sort of noted on social media that he basically bowled more than Mitch Marsh had for a long time in the first innings of a match. So Australia really got their bang at a buck for Bo Webster and did a really good job and managed to hold up an end. He looks like an action that is very repeatable and can get a lot of overs out of him. So I think Australia would be very happy with him, even though the guys around him did their magic. And Scotty Boland just delivering again 15 wickets for the series and a real strong spot for Australia despite the carnage at the end.
Just on Bo Webster, I had a chat with his parents and his partner on their way into the ground today. His parents were so nervous they could barely get their words out when we were chatting. They said that they had just made the scramble up. For those who are interested, yes, they did find a dog sitter. That post going viral on Facebook last night when they did find out the news just yesterday morning. A really special day for Bo Webster today, and it looked like he just soaked up every second.
Absolutely, and he spoke in the press conference about what it's like to be from Snug, just a small town just south of Hobart, and what it means to that community. Dan Walsh has written a great piece for the Herald on the Age talking to the guys at the Snug Tavern who are getting stuck into the beers today and having a really, really good time down there and supporting one of their own. And this is a guy who's ploughed away in Shield cricket, waiting for an opportunity, and he gets that today. And also just a nice little story that he found out about his debut from Mitch Marsh, actually. Mitch Marsh did go well, and Mitch Marsh was Bo was speaking on ABC today and spoke about how Mitch Marsh this morning at breakfast went up to his parents and said, you guys should really enjoy the day. It's about you and I hope Bo goes well. So I think that says a lot about Mitch Marsh, don't you reckon?
Yeah, absolutely. And certainly showing why he's Australia's T20 captain as well. Tom, thoughts on the pitch that we saw today as well? Because there was a bit of movement at times throughout the day.
Yeah, definitely greener than normal. Reminded me of the pitch when Australia played Pakistan about 2010, 2009 in Sydney. But yeah, definitely greener than normal. Enough doing, enough nibble, and Scotty Boland absolutely perfect in that sense. Wicket first over and should have been on 2 hat-tricks today. Obviously nearly got one late in the day. And a pitch that I think will flatten out. And if there is sun, which we think there probably will be tomorrow on day 2, a good day to bat for Australia.
So India's tail did contribute and get themselves to 185, what you would say is potentially a reasonable total, maybe a little bit below average at the moment. But then Australia did have to face a few overs this afternoon. So much talk about Sam Consist after his debut, how he would react in front of his home crowd. He sprinted out to the middle. I didn't know if he had any energy left, but then the way that he danced down the pitch as well and hit that first ball for a boundary, I don't think many people expected that.
No, funny to see the camos like chasing after Sam as he goes out towards the middle and out to bat. Really wanted to take the game on. It wasn't the ramps today, but it was the charges. Like first ball, he charges Bumrah and hits a 4 and the crowd go mental to a guy who is now officially the youngest Australian Test player at the SCG at 19 years old in a few days. So, but again, very much got into the contest as well, maybe some little cheeky tactics to try and waste some time. Interestingly, Rishabh Pant late in the day after the press conference spoke about they thought that they were deliberately wasting time and a bit of a heated verbal exchange, and a ball later, Uzi Khawaja nicks off.
Let's chat about that moment because we haven't seen Jasprit Bumrah react too often like that throughout the series. In fact, the only time that we've seen him react like that was to Consist on his debut when he was ramping him for 6. Look, is there a lesson for Sam Consist in all of this afternoon, or do you think the Australian team just let him go and let him continue to be him at this stage of his career?
Well, I think they actually did a good job to get it through so they wouldn't have to bowl another over. Yeah, maybe in hindsight, Sam might not go down and try and do that, but I actually really, really respect the fact that he's standing up for his own back and he's not backing down to Jasprit Bumrah. How many 19-year-olds would not say a word and be Bo Peep? So I do respect that, but ultimately, and I do think there was too much carry on at the end there. Like Jasprit Bumrah literally turns around and goes straight at Sam Consist The kid's 19. I think that says we've spoken about what it means to get under their skin. And Virat Kohli, who's an absolutely seasoned veteran, the carry on for him to run past Sam Constas like that, considering he got fined in Melbourne for giving him a shove, I think is really ordinary.
Yeah, that was an extraordinary moment. So for those who haven't quite seen it yet, Virat Kohli captured on Star Sport cameras, the Indian broadcast that do have a few cameras here as well, running a pretty big loop from the slips cordon over to Sam Constas. He's roaring in his direction, making eye contact with him as he goes. It's pretty incredible to think a great of the game has really taken on a 19-year-old like this.
Yeah, considering as well that Kohli was speaking to Sam Constas at Kirribilli House a few days ago and having a nice, pleasant exchange. But white line fever stuff, it shows you what it means to this Indian team who are down 2-1 and they need to win here and do everything they can and pull every trick out of the book. But yeah, Virat Kohli want to be careful. The match referee sees that and you're not actually allowed to run down and intimidate a player where you could get a reaction out of the batsman. So I think they might look at that.
Could be a few percents of a match fee incoming for Virat Kohli once again. Tom, one on Usman Khawaja as well. After the Boxing Day test, there's been so much talk about Sam Constas. Even coach Andrew McDonald said that he feels that is the opening combination for the team moving forward. But a tough afternoon for Usman once again.
Yeah, well, it's got hit on the thumb or the finger and looked a little bit sore. Obviously, wasted a few minutes there trying to get through to stumps, but clearly, just a really nice ball from Bumrah there at the end. Caught in the slips and not to be. Yeah, Uzi will be disappointed with that. Before that, he was averaging over 100 at the SCG, obviously twin tons when he came back and played England a few years ago. So missed out there, but ultimately it's just the worst time to bat. I actually thought India might declare and definitely send Australia in for 20 or 30 minutes there. They got 15, got a wicket out of it, so they'd be pretty happy. But yeah, it's a bit of a cliche, but tomorrow morning is an absolutely pivotal session in this series.
All in all, day one, advantage Australia?
Yep, definitely.
Okay, we'll see what day two brings. We'll catch you back here at that point.